All right guys, on this 2008 HHR, we're gonna be putting in a transmission filter and pan gasket. And when you go to check the fluid level on this, a lot of people don't know this, but this is your oil pan plug. And just to the left of that is your check plug for your transmission. You'll take that out, and when you're filling it up from the top side, which I'll show you in a little bit, the fluid will start to trickle out of here, and when it does, you know you're full. But make sure when you jack your car up that you have it on level ground. You jack the front end up and the back end up, and it's equal. That way when you fill it up, it'll come out of here correctly. All right guys, let's get into the video. All right guys, oil pan bolts are an 8. You know, it seems like whenever I do these jobs, I make a mess. I don't think there's really a clean way to do it. Just a little bit at a time. Let it start draining. I know it's gonna come pissing out all over me. I hate doing these jobs. They're not my favorite. Just be slow and patient. Yeah, eventually it'll all come out, and you keep the mess to at least a minimum anyway. Crap be running all down your arms when doing this. Nasty. Oh, let's see here. Just keep going a little bit at a time, guys. All right, just let it keep draining. That's about all you can do. All right, here we go. All right guys, if anybody knows a cleaner way to do this, leave me a comment. This crap just splatters everywhere. Well, not too much. We kept it to a minimal. This is your filter. When the new one gets here, we'll go ahead and pop this one out and put the new one in, and we'll refill it with some fluid. All right guys, after I got the pan off, we got it cleaned up, I went and gave it a bath, got it nice and clean. And before I put the gasket on, I always put a little bit of snot around here. Basically, it's made by 3M. It's a black weather strip. I'm sure you guys are gonna have something to say about that, but I tell you what, I've been doing it for years. I've never had a problem with it. After you get the snot on there, just go ahead and take the gasket and lay it out. And it basically will just help kind of hold it in place when you go to put it up. And there is nothing wrong with this. And it hasn't failed me yet. It's cold outside, so it's going to have to sit this a little bit longer than normal. But a good 5-10 minutes ought to be fine. This way when you go to put it up in place, you don't have to worry about that gasket sliding out. All right guys, once that dries, we'll get it up in the car. All right guys, while that's drying, let's go ahead and get the filter up. I'm using a CarQuest filter. This video is not sponsored by CarQuest. I just using their product. Take a screwdriver and pry the filter out and get douched. There's a little seal here. Make sure you replace that seal also. There's your new seal. Once you tap it up in there nice and flush, try to use a rubber mallet. We don't mess up the daggone seal. All right. And there you go. one filter. All right, let me clean this off here. We'll get the pan on there and we'll get to filling. All right guys, we're just about on the home stretch. The torques on these are 89 inch-pounds. Make sure you do it kind of in a crossing pattern when you're doing it. So I'll start here at the corner. So we do this one here, we'll go to this corner, do the full corner. Once it clicks that one time, you're done. You don't need to go back and recheck it. Man, I have seen so many people just torque these things so bad that the gasket's just spewing out the side. Then they go to start it and they wonder why fluid is just leaking all over the place. We're gonna go ahead and lower it down. I'm gonna put about 3 or 4 quarts in it, then start it up. It says it takes about 6.6 quarts, roughly is what it's gonna take. But I put 3 or 4 quarts to start with, lower it down, get it started up, get it up to operating temperature is about 104 degrees. Then I'll pull this plug out right here, put a drain pan underneath it, and continue to fill on the top side until it just starts to come out of there. All right guys, this is the fill plug. If you're looking at the engine, this is your oil cap, this is your battery. If you look in between there, it's right here. It just twists off. Now we'll go ahead and get a funnel. We'll put it in a hole. I'm gonna add my 3 or 4 quarts, start it up, get up to about 104 degrees, 100 degrees. I'll pull the check plug out, fill it till it comes out. All right, it's gonna take Dextron 6 in this car. 1. Get this in here, get my light out of here. Let's go ahead and start this car up. All right guys, once it's up to operating temperature, we'll finish topping her off. I used a scanner to watch it to make sure it was up to operating temperature. So I know that I'm good. If you're at home and you don't have a scanner, just let the fan cycle one time and that'll be fine. We are going to climb under this car and remove that plug. Yeah, all right guys. Well, I'm out of fluid. Need to order some more. That's what it looks like when it's full. It'll come out just like that. Now let's go ahead and get the fill cap back on. All right. All right guys, let's take it for a test drive and let's see how it does. I guess I got freaking cotton mouth. All right guys, I checked it for leaks before I left. There were no leaks, everything looked good. On my test drive, shifts through all the gears fine. Everything looks good. All right guys, that is it for this video. We're done. Appreciate you watching. Catch you later.